Hi, today I'm going to show you how you can use Google Sheets email script in order to accelerate your ability to send emails for program committee invitations, or if you need to email participants or etc. Don't use this for spamming people, but do use it when you need to send out the same email to multiple people and you would like it to be personalized. So this is an example of a Google Sheet that is set up to send an example email. So we have the email address of the person that we want to send the email to. This is my email address. We could have their full name if we wanted to store that. Right now, I just have their first name, which I'm going to call test. I could also have their university affiliation if that was useful. And then in each of these columns, which I've labeled L1 through 5, I have a particular paragraph in the email. So for example, I have just like, I'm reaching out to ask if you'd be willing to do whatever it is that I'm asking. And then I have a link where I say like, to accept this invitation, please visit this website. And then this whole thing is hyperlinked. And we're using the hyperlink command in Google Docs to do that. Then I have a paragraph that says, thank you for your consideration, sincerely, and then my name. And so we can imagine that we could have many of these rows with many different email addresses and many different first names. And I'll show you how we're going to send out these emails en masse. So we're going to go in extensions and we're going to use the apps script extension. We would click on that and it will pop open this page, which is basically app script is a built-in functionality from Google Apps. And they have a template send emails script. So if you were to Google like send emails, Google Sheets script, then this tutorial would pop up, which basically says many of the same things as I'm going to say, and they have a little nice video as well. And so you can paste their example sheet. Mine is a little bit more built out because I've used this before. So what I'm doing is I'm going to give the name of the sheet that I'm using. So here we can see at the bottom, it's the example sheet. And then I'm going to give it a data range. So you see it says A2 to I2. That means we're dealing with column A, row 2, all the way through I, row 2. So if I had other pieces of data down here and I didn't want to send emails to those people, I just wanted to test it with myself, I would keep it the way it is right now. But then once I was ready to send out emails to everybody, then I would have it, let's say I had 25 of those, I would have it go through I-25. So I have A2 to I2, then we're going to get all of the data, and we have a simple for loop here where we have these variables, basically objects in which we're going to store the data, and we can store the email address. We have name, although we're not going to use that one. Their first name, which is, you see it says row data 2, so that means 0, 1, 2. Here is this piece of data, and it'll go through and collect that for each row and do everything listed for each row. Okay, so the important part down here is this message variable. So you see I've hard-coded a hi with a space, then it'll have their first name, then it'll have a comma, then we will have 2 new lines. The reason you need 2 is I want one blank row between their name and the next text. If I only did 1 new line, the next text would start right underneath their name, right? So basically I want it to look like, hi, Elissa, comma, stuff, not hi, Elissa, and then immediately. Okay. So we have the 2 new lines, and then we have our first line. And then I only have 1 new line because I want the acceptance link to be right underneath the paragraph where I'm telling them like what I'm asking them to do. And then I have a new paragraph where I say like, thank you for your consideration. That's what's stored in line 3, right? Remember that this is what's stored in line 3. And then I have another blank space and then sincerely, and then I want my name to be right under the sincerely, so I only use 1 new line. There we go. The next one we care about because it's the one that sets the subject. So I just made up a silly subject here. And then this is the actual function that's going to send the email to the email address with the subject you picked, with the message you picked. Okay, so we want to run this. So we're just going to click run. Okay, it says execution started, execution completed. So now let's go to my email inbox and we're going to wait and see for the email to arrive. Okay, the email just arrived. This is the email address I used to send it from. And here is our email. Hi, first name, I'm reaching out to ask if you'd be willing to whatever. To accept this invitation, please visit this link. Thank you for your consideration, sincerely, and then my name. So this is what it turns into. This is what we had in our sheet. And this was our script. Thanks, and hope this helps with your email sending.